Welcome back, everyone, and today we're diving into one of the most shocking legal showdowns to hit the media world in recent memory. Former First Lady Melania Trump has filed a massive $75 million defamation lawsuit against the popular daytime talk show The View, and this move is sending serious tremors through both the entertainment and political landscapes. The lawsuit isn't just about a few heated remarks. It could become a defining moment in the conversation around media responsibility, free speech, and the treatment of public figures. So what exactly happened that pushed Melania Trump to take such a bold and high-stakes legal step? And how are the hosts of The View responding? Let's get into the full story. It all began during a lively and controversial segment on The View, where the co-hosts were discussing the legacy of Melania Trump's time as First Lady. As usual, the discussion didn't hold back. There were jokes, sarcasm, and pointed critiques. But this time, according to Melania and her legal team, things crossed a line. In the court filing, Melania alleges that the hosts made false and defamatory statements that not only misrepresented her intentions and contributions as First Lady, but were delivered with malice and the clear intent to damage her personal and public reputation. While public figures often deal with criticism, Melania's legal team is arguing that these weren't just opinions or observations. They were deliberate attacks on her character that had real consequences. The lawsuit singles out several remarks that were made during the segment, pointing to what Melania claims were twisted interpretations of her initiatives and motives. Her legal team says the comments suggested she was uninvolved, uninterested, and even complicit in controversies surrounding her husband's presidency. All accusations she firmly denies. More than just hurt feelings, Melania claims the segment caused emotional distress, reputational harm, and lasting damage to her ability to pursue professional opportunities post-White House. She isn't just seeking financial damages, though. $75 million is certainly a headline-making number. She's also aiming to spark a larger conversation about media accountability and the boundaries of public commentary. "This is about defending my character and standing up for what's right," Melania said through a formal statement from her legal representatives. Legal experts were quick to weigh in, and most agree that this lawsuit faces a steep uphill battle. Under U.S. defamation law, especially as it applies to public figures, the burden of proof is high. To win, Melania will have to prove that the statements made on The View were not only false, but were made with actual malice, meaning the hosts knew the claims were false or acted with reckless disregard for the truth. That's a tough bar to clear, and history shows that public figures rarely win these kinds of cases. However, Melania's legal strategy appears to focus not only on the specifics of defamation law, but also on changing the narrative around how media platforms treat women in the public eye, particularly conservative women. The lawsuit immediately thrust The View into the center of a national debate. Known for its opinionated hosts and fiery political discussions, the show is no stranger to controversy. Still, this is one of the most serious challenges the program has faced in years. The day after the lawsuit made headlines, the co-hosts of The View didn't shy away from the subject. During their broadcast, they addressed the lawsuit directly. While some hosts appeared visibly stunned by the legal action, others stood firm, defending their comments as fair and protected under the First Amendment. "We're here to discuss the news and offer our perspectives. If that turns into a lawsuit every time, then we're really headed into dangerous territory," one of the hosts said, echoing the growing concern among commentators about the potential chilling effect of such lawsuits. As soon as the news hit the airwaves, the internet lit up. Supporters of Melania praised her for taking a stand against what they described as a biased and hostile media environment. "It's about time someone pushed back," one tweet read, while others called the lawsuit brave and long overdue. On the flip side, critics accused Melania of trying to silence dissent and suppress free speech. "This is what the Trumps always do, use intimidation to shut people up," another user posted. The divide in reactions reflects the larger cultural and political tensions around media, truth, and accountability in a hyper-partisan age. But beyond the usual online battles, the lawsuit may have broader legal and social implications. Legal analysts say this could become a landmark case in the ongoing struggle between public figures and media outlets. If Melania were to win, even partially, it could set a precedent for how far commentators can go when discussing public officials and celebrities. It might also embolden other public figures to file similar claims, potentially triggering a wave of defamation suits against media platforms that rely on opinion-based commentary. On the other hand, if the lawsuit fails, it could reinforce the current legal standard that gives the media wide latitude when covering public figures, especially when those comments are presented as opinion or satire. Some legal experts say that's exactly how the defense will frame this case, as a matter of opinion, protected speech, and not provably false statements made with malicious intent. And while Melania has remained relatively private since leaving the White House, this lawsuit thrusts her back into the spotlight in a big way. Whether that was part of a larger media strategy or simply the result of feeling personally attacked, the lawsuit has reignited interest in her role during the Trump presidency and her life after it. Critics say this may be an attempt to rewrite her narrative, while supporters argue it's about reclaiming her dignity in the face of constant mockery. Meanwhile, The View is facing its own scrutiny. The show has long walked the line between commentary and controversy, but this lawsuit could mark a turning point in how the program, and similar shows, approach political discussion. Are there limits to what can be said under the umbrella of entertainment and opinion? Or should shows like The View be held to stricter standards, especially when discussing individuals who may not be present to defend themselves? These are the kinds of questions that will be asked more and more as the case unfolds. Already, some industry insiders are speculating that the lawsuit could lead to behind-the-scenes changes at The View, including possible legal reviews of future segments and new editorial guidelines aimed at reducing legal risk. And beyond the show itself, networks and producers across the industry are watching closely. No one wants to be the next target of a multi-million-dollar defamation suit, and the outcome of this case could redefine what's considered acceptable commentary in today's high-stakes media environment. Of course, there's also a deeply political angle to all of this. With Donald Trump eyeing another run for the presidency and Melania playing an increasingly visible role, some see the lawsuit as part of a broader strategy to rally conservative voters by highlighting what they perceive as unfair treatment by the mainstream media. Whether that's the true motivation or not, the timing of the lawsuit, alongside growing election chatter, has raised eyebrows across the political spectrum. But regardless of the motivations behind it, the lawsuit has sparked a national conversation. Is this a brave stand against media bullying, or a dangerous challenge to press freedom? Does Melania have a legitimate case, or is this just political theater? And perhaps most importantly, where do we draw the line between fair criticism and defamation in a world where public discourse is increasingly shaped by sound bites, social media, and viral clips? As the case moves forward, the answers to those questions could reshape the future of media, law, and public life in America. Thanks for sticking with us as we broke down this explosive and unfolding story about Melania Trump's $75 million defamation lawsuit against The View. What's your take? Do you think this is a stand for dignity and truth or a threat to free speech? Is this lawsuit justified, or is it just another headline in the ongoing political drama? We want to hear from you, so drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss the latest updates on politics, media, and the stories that matter most. Until next time, stay informed, stay thoughtful, and keep questioning the headlines.